So Colin, it's lovely to see you here at London Film and Comic Con. How have you been having time today?
Having a very good time. It's a Sunday, which is usually a quiet day, and this has been packed. And it's been lovely to meet so many people who love what we do.
Now, people would slap me if I went without asking you something about the Five-ish Doctors reboot and the sequel that Paul McGann talked about recently. What did you think when you read about that, or what did you think when you heard there was going to be a sequel?
Paul McGann clearly knows more than I do. All I know is when I last spoke to Peter, the reaction to Five-ish Doctors has been so positive that we discussed whether it was a good idea to do another one, and we agreed that we didn't want to do one that was a pale imitation of the first one. That would be kind of anticlimactic. So until we come up with a really good idea, and there's a couple of possibilities floating around, there's nothing set in stone, but I'm sure that if we could think of something that would add to rather than diminish what we've already done, then we'd all be happy to do it, certainly.
Now, if you could do anything in that sequel, what would you like to do?
Well, clearly that would spoil the novelty of the sequel, so I'm not going to tell you.
I assume that it would be Peter Davison writing and directing again, if it was.
You're talking as if it's a definite thing. All that's happened is we've been inundated with people wanting more, and we've been going, well, unless we can do it as well or better, there's no point. So just wait and see. I have no idea.
I mean, if you could, because we had such a fantastic mix of people in the reboot, didn't we? So many great people. The Doctors, we had Barrowman, we had Moffat and Russell T Davies, we had Jackson in there, and Sue McKellen, and more and more and more. Olivia Colman and Pertwee at the start. If you could have anybody in a future one, if we come back for another one, who would you like to see in it?
You see, if there was a reboot of the reboot, I don't think going down that path would be a good idea. If there is to be a reboot, I would favour having it the three of us doing something. The one that we did at the anniversary was a special one related to the 50th anniversary. Clearly, doing one about the 51st anniversary isn't going to be interesting. So it's got to be about something else. So arbitrarily bolting on people at this point isn't really a good idea.
We wanted to ask you also about the audio Doctor Who's that you do as well. What can we look forward to coming up with those?
I am constantly doing Big Finish audios and loving doing them. I've got one scheduled for August I'm doing. I think of all the stuff that I've done the last few years, it's the body of work that I'm proudest of, because the standard remains constantly very, very high. And the standard of writing is always higher and higher. So each new script comes in and I'm excited when they come.
Colin, have you got a message for fans out there who love your work?
I'd just like to thank everybody who is still interested in something I did 30 years ago. Me and my stalwart companions, McGann over there, and all the others. We've had a ball doing the work, and now we're delighted to know that you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoyed doing it. Long may it continue.